Hello dear students, today we are going to simulate the power factor correction using a capacitor bank. Okay, so here I have already shared this with you that why we need to improve the power factor and how you can improve your power factor using a capacitor bank. So most of our loads are inductive loads, and in order to improve the power factor, you can introduce the capacitive parameter into your load so that the overall power factor is improved. So here I will not go into detail about it, so I will be starting directly. You can read it afterwards. So let us start with the simulation. Okay, so here this is the problem statement that I'm going to discuss with you, that you have a three phase load which takes the power of 10 kilowatt and reactive power of 5 kVAR from three phase two winding transformer. So first of all, this is a static load which is RL load, which is mostly an RL load, and it is taking the supply, the load is taking the supply from the transformer, that is step down transformer, which is 11 kV to 415 volt 25 MVA transformer, and the HV side of transformer is connected to the supply. Means what? You have a supply of 11 kV 50 hertz, then you have a step down transformer, then you have a load, right? So it's very simple. You have supply, step up transformer, transmission line, and load. Okay, so what is our problem statement? So you have this type of supply, step down transformer and load. You have to find what is the power factor of this current system, and whatever is the current power factor, you have to improve that power factor up to 0.95. Okay, because we want our power factor to be improved near to the value 1. So let us first find out what is the actual power factor that we have here in this numerical. So you have a real power of the load as 10 kilowatt, reactive power as 5. So you know the formula about power factor. Power factor is real power upon apparent power. So real power is P, apparent power you call it as S, and S is nothing but square root of P square plus Q square. So you have all these values. Real power is 10, reactive power is 5. So put those values here and you will come to know that the current power factor is 0.8944. And so first question is over. So next what they are asking? They are asking to find the capacitor bank to maintain the power factor up to 0.95 at load side. So you have to maintain the power factor to 0.95. So you have the formula to maintain the power factor is Q rating of capacitor bank. Okay, Q rating of capacitor bank means what is the value of reactive power, capacitive reactive power that you require at load side in order to maintain the power factor. And what is the formula? P tan real power into tan of cos inverse of, what is A cos? A cos is cos inverse of your power factor angle, actual power factor angle, minus A cos means cos inverse of your required power factor. Okay, so P is what? Real power is what? At load side, real power is 10. Tan A cos means cos inverse of, what is your actual power factor that we have calculated, 0.8944, minus A cos means cos inverse of, what is the power factor that we have to maintain, it is 0.95. So you can write 0.95, and if you do the calculation you will come to know that cos inverse of 0.89 44 is 26.56 minus cos inverse of 0.95 is 18.191949. So if you do the simple calculation, you will come to know that if you insert the capacitor bank of 1.472 at the load side, you will improve your power factor up to 0.95. So we are going to prove with the help of simulation, in very simple manner. We are going to simulate such type of model. Let me show you. So this is a simple simulation that we are going to do. Okay, so you will have, we will do this one by one, but I am first showing you the final product. So this is a three-phase source that you will take, everything that you will take from library browser. In simulation, you take the components from library browser, then you will take a three-phase transformer, which is two winding transformer. Then you will take three-phase pi section line, because after the step up transformer up to load there will be a transmission line. So there are different models of transmission line. So we have selected pi section of transmission line. Everything is three phase over here, because in the numerical itself the numerical is of three phase system. So we will take the corresponding blocks. Yes, three phase pi section line. Then you will take three phase VI measurement block, because the voltage and current that you will measure from this system will be utilized to find out the power factor. Okay, this is very easy and mathematical procedure, you will easily understand. Then in the final step you will require load. So there are actually two things. First of all, you will draw or you will simulate only up to three phase parallel RLC load, and then you will incorporate this capacitor bank. Okay, so first of all we will not include the capacitor bank. We will find out just by using your regular load, and then we will insert the capacitor, and then we will see what we are getting. Okay, so without wasting time, let us start. So as you know, when you open the MATLAB, you go to the Simulink. Then you take a blank model. Yes. And whatever the components that you want, you can take it from library browser. Okay, so I will go to library browser. I will take three phase three phase supply. So I'll just find three phase, and let me find out three phase source. So this is the three phase source. So if you click on that component, right click on it, and add to model, add this block to your model. So in the same way you will take the respective components and you will use it. Three phase transformer, three phase two winding transformer. I want three phase two winding transformer. So you will select this one, add this block to my model. Yes, we will configure it after some time, don't worry. Then I'll require three phase pi model, right? Because I need a transmission line to send that power to the load. So I have taken. Then I'll require uh, power measurement, right? Yes, or VI measurement. You can write three phase VI measurement. Yes, and at last I'll require three phase load. it should be parallel. Okay, three phase parallel. This three phase parallel RLC branch. You can I'll take this one, RLC load. I'll take RLC load because I have the powers, the value of power instead of values of RLC. Yes. So let us connect. Very easy to connect. Source to the corresponding terminal ABC ABC. So let us quickly do this. We are going to configure it. Don't worry, and remember. Open this VR measurement, and you want the measurement to be phase to ground, which is already there. You will use the label, and you will use the label for current as well, and you will apply it and okay. Yes, and at last let us connect it to corresponding loads. Yes, so let us configure it, and let us see what we want. Yes, so let us go to our problem. Yes, this is our problem statement. Just wait. You will require your three-phase source to be 11 kV 50 hertz. So this is your three-phase load. It should be uh, 11 kV, 11 kV 50 hertz. That's it. For three-phase transformer, you will not change this, you will change parameters. Let us see what is the value of power. You can see my three-phase transformer is 11 kV and 0.415 kV or 415 volt, and 25 MVA is the power. So here the power is 25 MVA, 25 MVA, and frequency is 50 hertz. Don't change these things. Don't change the resistance inductance values of primary and secondary. Only change the primary and secondary voltage. The primary voltage is 11 kV, and secondary voltage is 0.415 volt. Just let me change it again. Change the secondary things. 0.415. Yes, don't change anything else, apply and okay. Yes, then about your three phase line, frequency should be 50 hertz. Take the length as 10 meter or 0.01 kilometer. It means the same. And we have already configured three phase VI measurement. That Then go to the three phase parallel RLC load, and here let us see what we want. This is 50 hertz, and you need the active power. So here just go to the numerical. The load details are 10 kilowatt and 5 kVAR. 10 kilowatt. Yes, power is 10 kilowatt and inductive power is 5 kVAR. So 5 e raised to 3. 5 e raised to 3. Just e raised to 3. And negative VAR 0. Capacitive VAR is 0. So this is the first case where you have a RL load, and we are going to see the power factor. Then we will insert the uh, capacitor. I need to put 0 over here. So here you can see there is only RL load. Yes, and one more thing which is remaining here is you need, yes, here the load side voltage is 0.415, right? 0.415 e raised to 3, 415 load side voltage. Okay, so here everything is almost configured. Then I'll have to do these things. Why, what we are going to do over here, this is the required model that we are going to do. Here we will take the voltage and current from this block, and we will convert that voltage and current into real and reactive power. Okay, so that real and reactive power, we will do the simple calculation. What calculation we are going to do over here, so let me show you. Just yes. So this is a problem statement. After seeing the problem statement, you will easily understand this one. Let me adjust the screen so that you can view all the things at a time. Yes, very easy. Simple thing, mathematical thing we are doing here. Let me decrease this one. Yes. So here, for calculating the power factor, you have to divide your real power by apparent power. So how you can get the real power? So this is first of all the important block. You will get this block from library browser. You have to go to measurements and you have to find this block. This is a power, instantaneous power block, and the input to this power block is from this VI measurement. So we will take the labels from this. We will take the labels, and we will use it, and after getting the real power and reactive power, we will just do this simple thing. So what I will do, you have got a real power, you have got a reactive power. So so this is a real power that you will take over here, and you have to divide that real power by square root of p square plus q square. So what you will do, you will do p square. Okay, so this is a square block that I have taken. This is a square block for P, and this is a square block for Q. So at this section you will get P square plus Q square, right? Here you will get P square plus Q square. Let me show you what I want to tell you exactly. So very simple mathematical thing we are doing here. Yes. So once you get real and reactive power, you will take this real power and you will divide this real power by square root of p square plus q square. So first of all, you will do p square. You have a square block, you have another square block for q. Okay, then you will add this using add block. Okay, so at this end you have a p square plus q square, then you have to do the square root. So you have a ready-made square root block. So if you put it over here, you will get square root of p square plus q square, and it will be at the denominator, and at the numerator there will be p. So simple mathematical thing we are doing, we are dividing your real power by square root of p square plus q square. How you can do it? You can take the input from this three phase VI measurement, you will take the voltage and current, and you will find real and reactive power, and you will be able to do this thing. Okay, and what about these blocks? These blocks are nothing but the blocks for displaying the RMS value of voltage and current. Okay, so this is the RMS block. So you have a voltage, instantaneous voltage over here, you have to display the RMS value. So you will take the RMS block, and then you will display it using a display block. So here you will be able to see the RMS value of voltage, and here you will be able to see the RMS value of current. Okay, yes. So let us do this in our simulation, and then you will understand. So first of all, wait. So first of all, you will do, you will find measurement, and from that measurement you will find three phase power instantaneous block. Okay, yes, three phase power measurement. Yes, three phase power instantaneous block, you need this one. So you will add this to your model. Okay, then you will take the label from block. Yes, so from what? So this is a label. Instead of connecting your three phase voltage directly to here, you can take the labels. Okay, how you can take the labels? How that label will understand that I have to take the input from some voltage? So it will depend on the labels over here. So in three phase VI measurement block, you have given the label for VABC for voltage, and IABC for current. So first label, you will give the name as VABC, and okay, then it will turn normally. Otherwise, in the previous case you have seen that before giving the name to your from block, it was looking some reddish, and after giving the label it turned to be uh, what, blue. So in the same way, copy this block, paste over here, and now you have to do it for current. Okay, so here give the block name as I. So that label or the voltage and current from this block is given to this instantaneous power measurement block. So let us connect this. You can also display these values separately, as we have done in our sample. Okay, here we have displayed these three phase voltage and current values with the help of RMS block. So you can easily find out the RMS block over here. Click on or find for RMS block, and you will get it. RMS or RMS value. Let me find it. RMS, or you can find out, you can use capital RMS to find in library browser. So RMS block, let us copy this RMS block. So if you have a latest version, what you can do, you can left click on your mouse pad, and you can click on the component that you need. So if I just right click on my mouse, and then I write the component that I want, for example RMS, I'll get the options over here. So here from this section itself I can find out the components, required components. So this is one of the easy way, otherwise you can easily find out using library browser as always. So yes, so this is a instantaneous voltage current value that I am converting into RMS value using this RMS block. Now I need something to display this value, right? So there is a display option, display. I'll copy this one, I'll paste it over here. This one is to display the current, and this one is to display the voltage. So yes, after doing this, I have to do p square, q square, right? So I'll go to sqrt, or sorry, square, square square. I'll find a square block. Okay, yes, this is a square block. I'll copy this, I'll paste, because I have to do q square as well. So p square, then q square, and I want p square plus q square. So I need a sum block or add block, right? So add, I need this add block. Yes. So at this portion I'll get p square plus q square, but I want square root of p square plus q square. So I'll find sqrt, sqrt. I want this one. So if you connect the block afterwards, you will get the square root of this. So now you have square root of p square plus q square. But what is the formula to find out the power factor? Real power upon square root of p square plus q square. So you have square root of p square plus q square with you. So you need p upon. So you will take p upon, but you will need divide option. Divide, divide. Yes, you need divide, and from that divide in the numerical, this is the extra no. So on the numerator you have a real power, and in the denominator you have square root of p square plus q square, right? And after that you will just you have a p upon square root of p square plus q square. So you will use a display option again, and then you will show it over here. So yes, this is all I want. I think I have considered all these things. Even you can display this real and reactive power with the help of displays. You can add it if you want, otherwise it's okay. So if you want to display the real power and reactive power, you can take those options, control C, control V, and you can take it, you can use it to display this three-phase real power, and this one can be used to display three-phase reactive power. Very easy. Yes, so that's it. So this is a simple structure for your calculation of your regular power factor. So yes, one more thing is remaining, that is you need a power GUI block, without which you will not be able to continue your simulation, because it has a different uh, things or numerical techniques to solve your system. So here I am going to use the discrete simulation type. Yes, so this is very important. So let me run this simulation. So here, as you can see, that you have the you have the power factor, you have the power factor at 0.8944, right? In the first case you have the power factor at 0.8944, and we have to improve it to 0.95, and we have calculated that for that you need a capacitor bank which is connected across the load, and the rating of that rating of that capacitor should be 1.472 kVAR. 1.472 kVAR. So we'll directly insert the capacitor of 1.472 kVAR. Okay, so here in the other display options you can see the three phase uh, voltages. These are per phase voltages, per phase A, B, C, and per currents. Okay, you can see this one. This is your real power, this is your reactive power, this is a power factor. So now we have to improve this power factor to 0.95, and we have calculated that you will require a capacitor bank in across to improve the power factor. So we will directly go to the library browser, and or otherwise you can just copy this three phase parallel RLC load, and out of which I only want C. Okay, so I don't have a real power because capacitor bank does not have real power. I don't have inductive reactive power for a capacitor bank, but yes, I need capacitive reactive power. And what is the rating of that capacitive reactive power? 1.472, right? Let me check it again. Yes, 0.472 kVAR, e raised to 3 kVAR. This is only the capacitor which is used for power factor improvement. So let us connect it accordingly. A, B, so three phase capacitor bank, sorry, three phase capacitor bank, and let us run it again. So we have used it for 10 seconds, so stop time is 10 seconds. You can reduce this time. So yes, you can see that if you insert this capacitor bank 1.472, you have improved your power factor up to 0.943. So yes, so this is our problem statement, and this is how you have proved that if you use this value of capacitor you can improve your power factor. So the theory is already shared to you, and you can refer those things, that why you need the capacitor for power factor improvement and all that. So I hope you have understood these things. Thank you so much for listening to this. Yes.